You are tuned in to a Fireside chat with Zany Mystic. Join us now on another exciting metaphysical journey. Relax, tune in, drop out, and take a seat by the fire as we explore new realms and possibilities. This is Magenta Pixie. You can find me at magentapixie.weebly.com. But now, here is Zany Mystic and guest. Enjoy the show.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to a Fireside Chat with Zany Mystic. I am your host, Lance White. Tonight, I'm delighted to welcome Fred Burkes back to the show. Excuse me, I had a little hiccup there. Fred served for many years as a language interpreter to presidents and other dignitaries. He interpreted for Bush, Clinton, Gore, Cheney, and other top officials of the U.S. and other countries. Due to excessive secrecy demands, he resigned from the U.S. State Department in 2004. He was inspired to develop his website, www.wanttoknow.info, to share a wealth of eye-opening information on major cover-ups from respected friends and colleagues. Fred has dedicated himself both to getting the word out about the cover-ups and to inspiring others to help transform ourselves and our world through love and empowerment, one heart at a time and community by community. He has helped develop several inspiring communities and websites, including Moment of Love and Insight Course. So let's welcome Fred onto the show now and find out what's new. Hi, Fred. How are you?
Hey, Lance. It's great to be here with you and with our listeners.
Oh,
sorry,
good.
You're feeling a little bit under the weather.
Yes, well, you know, stuff happens.
Stuff happens, that's right, and we deal with it.
Yeah, the show must go on, as they say.
That's right.
Not a dress rehearsal.
Yep.
So we could probably just kind of catch up a little bit.
Sure.
Before we get into some of the more, the heavier stuff. And, you know, if there's anything in particular that you'd like to mention that's been happening that you're aware of, since we last talked, we could start there.
Sure. I'll just tell you that I'm actually very excited. Just recently, I've come to a place where I'm feeling like, wow, mission accomplished. There's a way I feel like I almost came to this lifetime having a mission of, you know, something to do to put out there, basically building bridges for people to be able to cross to expanded awareness, expanded consciousness, expanded interconnectedness. And we've now got this whole series of websites up that are doing just that, and we're getting great feedback. Got an email just yesterday from a woman saying, wow, I wish I had a quote right here saying, you know, this course was said to transform my life, and boy did it, or something along those lines. And if people are interested, you can find our home website for all of the websites is our nonprofit organization, Peers. And you can find that at www.peerservice.org. That's PEERSERVICE.org. And the reason I'm feeling the mission accomplished is we got finally, this year we got 2 more courses up. So we now have actually 4 free online courses that are all about expanding your awareness, and they're designed basically for different people. The contents are similar in a lot of the courses. You and I have talked in the past. The first one that we developed actually is the one that is my favorite, and it goes the deepest. It's the Transformation Course, and that's at transformationteam.net, and that's basically for people who already have a pretty deep understanding of sort of the deeper underpinning spiritually of our world. But we were getting such great comments, we thought, you know what, we should really make a secular version of the course, which we did, and that was back in 2007. We put together something called the Insight Course with similar, really rich, strong material, but not designed for those who maybe don't have a spiritual base. And again, we're getting great feedback on all these courses. But then we also realized, you know, that a lot of our light worker friends don't really want to look at the shadow stuff.
Right.
So I think it's great to be open to the shadow and actually allows you to be an even more empowered being. I don't want to be in judgment of people who just want to look at the joyful and great stuff. And so we put together something called the Inspiration Course, and that's at inspirationcourse.net. And then also, some of my friends from wanttoknow.info really are not that interested in the inspiration stuff. They just want to get right down to the cover-up and the meaty sort of conspiracies.
Right.
And so we put together a course called the Hidden Knowledge Course.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like
so that's basically gives you all of the information, the best information of wanttoknow.info in 11 lessons.
Wow.
And so having those all up, they're looking beautiful. We've got great quotes, we've got even a great comic strip on there that really fits in well that somebody donated to us. Great photos, great quotes, great videos. And so I'm just really excited that this is all going, and we're rocking.
Oh, good. You know, I mean, let's face it, if there's ever was a time to rock, it would be now.
Oh, yeah, it's quite an exciting time to be alive. So much going on.
Oh, yeah. What's the most noticeable, what are the most noticeable events that you perceive as going on in the world at this moment?
Well, I'll tell you, what I find that the older I get, the more I want to look at what's happening immediately around me to see what's happening in the world. And what I find is a number of my friends are going through what you might call spiritual crises. In fact, I just had a friend over today who is going through some real, very uncomfortable energy stuff, and I was talking with him about dealing with energies. And then my sister went through a major sort of spiritual crisis about 2 months ago, and a bunch of people I know. And so it seems to be that the energy, at least around me, and I'm seeing a lot on the planet, is really challenging people right now. And it's a time to really start looking deeper and say, where are we not in alignment with our own deepest values? And we're going to be challenged on that. And then, how can we move through those challenges? How can we keep a clear, positive focus to help transform not only our own lives, but the whole world?
Yeah, absolutely. It does seem that there's basically a system-wide crash going on in progress.
No kidding. I mean, yeah, the banking thing, the whole swine flu, of course, which is a big scare, as we thought it might be, and so much more.
Absolutely. And then, of course, we've got the climate change conference, which is an interesting event over Norway, I think.
That's right.
Yeah, that was I've read various explanations for what that might have been. And I haven't made any particular alignment with a view yet, but it was definitely something out of the ordinary. The spiral. Yes.
The official explanation now is that it's a Russian rocket went bad, and somehow that doesn't cut it for me. It is possible. But to have that perfect of double spirals, it kind of does not match with the way gravity works.
No.
So I kind of tend to think something is going on. And the fact that the Russians would admit, usually the Russians don't like to admit that they have failures. So I don't know, something strange is going on, though I haven't checked in carefully to see what I think, and I don't know if you could find out what really is going on.
Yeah, it would be difficult. So, some people theorize that this could only have been done at the level of ET or higher.
Well, I think the HARP technologies, the people who play with HARP could easily have done it, too.
Oh, absolutely. They've got hyperdimensional physics.
Right. And by the way, do you know about Jesse Ventura's new program that he had a whole program focused on HARP?
Yes. Let's talk about that for a second, because I was absolutely blown away by it.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, me too. He's great.
Isn't he?
Well, we have to just say, because some people may not know, but Jesse Ventura is a former governor of Minnesota. Before that, he was a Navy SEAL for many years, and then he was a pro wrestler.
Yes.
So he's quite a colorful character, but now he's coming out strong, exposing some of the deepest stuff that the government is doing in an amazing way.
Yeah, and think about all the different venues that he's been operating in, and all the fans he has from wrestling, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
And who have a certain mindset, perhaps. And then all the people in government that knew him, and so on and so forth. And here he is doing this absolutely incredible job of remaining focused on the questions and the issue. and not pointing blame or making judgments. He keeps it very nicely tight and focused.
Yes.
It's a show well worth watching, and I think it comes on Wednesdays on the True Channel. 246 is where I get it.
Yeah, the True Channel. That is where it is. Yeah. And you can also watch some of the past programs online. He's had 2 or 3 now.
Oh.
And the easiest way is to go to Google Video, or even just to go regular Google and type in conspiracy theories and Jesse Ventura. And they have all of them online. You know, they're broken up. You have to watch 10-minute segments.
Oh, well, that's all right. It's worth it.
Yeah, that's how I watch them. I don't have a TV, so I just watched it online. And, you know, the one on 9/11 is also very well done. He really gets some angles that others haven't gotten, which really surprised me.
Yes, yeah, I noticed that. And, of course, there are many different directions one could go with that, but I think he's covering just enough ground to scratch below the surface and cause us to think for ourselves and ask ourselves the questions that we've been asking ourselves, even if we're not aware of it. Exactly.
And I love, you know, one of the sort of debunkers of 9/11, who he met with, a government official, I can't remember who it was saying to Jesse, now come on, you were a Navy SEAL, you know some of the crazy stuff that the government does. And he said, yes, I do. That's exactly why I'm asking you these questions.
That's right.
I was like, yeah, you go, Jesse.
That was great. He is good. He's really good, you know, and I noticed he did have one brief moment with Alex Jones, but Jesse's energy is so solid and so upbeat.
Right.
He's just perfect for this, and I won't miss that show.
Right. Well, you know, another thing. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, have you heard of the movie Collapse?
No, I haven't.
Well, that's another one that is hitting the mainstream, and it's let's see, it's at www.collapsemovie.com.
Okay.
And it's made by a man who was a reporter, and he just wanted to basically find out how things really work, you know, to dig underneath. And he predicted, you know, the bank crash. Basically, he's saying in this little trailer on their home page that you know, we think that Bernie Madoff and a few others are pulling Ponzi schemes. He says the whole economy is a Ponzi scheme.
Is this a Mike Rupert movie?
I don't know who it is. Let's see.
I just saw the image, and it looked like, it says this is Mike Rupert. Okay. Yeah, Mike Rupert was a former LAPD officer who started exposing some of the CIA drug running and got his life threatened. And he got onto some of the craziness going on early on, and then when 9/11 happened, he was one of the first to jump on it, and he's one of the people that helped to open me up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
he's interesting.
He's done great work, and I'm just looking at now since I typed it in. You gave me the collapsemovie.com.
Yeah.
And it's definitely Mike Rupert, who's and he's had a lot of problems. He actually was really being targeted, and he left to Venezuela to try to get away. But now I believe he's back up in Canada, and it's so great that he's come out with this movie now.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see it. But of course, it's like preaching to the choir. I mean, those of us who have been studying this stuff for, you know, a decade or two, even unofficially, know all this stuff, and it's just kind of like, well, this is just another confirmation of what we're seeing all around us.
Well, that is actually a very key point. You know, if we talk at the level of our own friends who already know all this stuff, we're not going to. It's like preaching to the choir. We're really not going to reach out and try and help to open the eyes of the public. Exactly. And I think, you know, one of my main missions is to really invite the general public to take the steps, if they're willing to see what's going on, and not throw everything in their face at once, but kind of lead them deeper. In fact, we just had a woman who just finished the course about a week or two ago, wrote us, and she just said, wow, I can't believe what I have learned in this. A little bit under the weather,
Yes, well, you know, stuff happens.
Stuff happens, that's right, and we deal with it.
Yeah, the show must go on, as they say. This
That's
is not a dress rehearsal.
Yep.
So we could probably just kind of catch up a little bit.
Sure.
Before we get into some of the more the heavier stuff, and you know, if there's anything in particular. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to a Fireside Chat with Zany Mystic. I am your host, Lance White. Tonight, I'm delighted to welcome Fred Burkes back to the show. Excuse me, I had a little hiccup there. Fred served for many years as a language interpreter to presidents and other dignitaries. He interpreted for Bush, Clinton, Gore, Cheney, and other top officials, and to inspiring others to help transform ourselves and our world through love and empowerment, one heart at a time and community by community. He has helped develop several inspiring communities and websites, including Moment of Love and Insight Course. So let's welcome Fred onto the show now and find out what's new. Hi, Fred. How are you?
Hey, Lance. It's great to be here with you and with our listeners.
Oh,
How are
good.
You are tuned in to a Fireside Chat with Zany Mystic. Join us now on another exciting metaphysical journey. Relax, tune in, drop out, and take a seat by the fire as we explore new realms and possibilities. This is Magenta Pixie. You can find me at magentapixie.weebly.com. But now, here is Zany Mystic and guest. Enjoy the show.
Of the U.S. and other countries. Due to excessive secrecy demands, he resigned from the U.S. State Department in 2004. He was inspired to develop his website, www.wanttoknow.info, to share a wealth of eye-opening information on major cover-ups from respected friends and colleagues. Fred has dedicated himself both to getting the word out about the cover-ups